I, Vanshika Gupta, on behalf of HSB family, welcome you all in HSB Alumni Interaction session. It's my immense pleasure to welcome our HSB Director, Professor Karampal Narwal, our Dean Director, Professor Shabnam Saxena, our Alumni President Affairs, Professor Sanjeev Sharan Sir, and our Alumni in Charge, Professor Vijendra Saini. Dr. Dalbir Singh, Associate Professor of HSB, Professor Pradeep Gupta of HSB, and all the supporting staff and all our participants. We believe that alumni are our roots and real assets. With an extreme honor and heartful gratitude, I would like to welcome our keynote speaker of our session, Ms. Meenakshi Sarangdevot and Ms. Sheetal Sevach. Ms. Meenakshi Sarangdevot, Alumni HSB, Session 1997 to 1999. She is currently working as Assistant Vice President, Information Technology and Digital Market Technology at New York, USA. She is an information technology leader with 20 years of experience in providing strategic vision and delivery of complex product and technology initiatives. We have also our another great alumni joining us in today's evening session, Ms. Sheetal Shivach, HSB Alumni, session 1999 to 2001. Welcome you, ma'am. Today, we are fortunate to have both of you with us today, and I'm sure it would be an enriching session for all of us and will provide us an opportunity to gain a pool of knowledge and experience. Thank you, everyone. Now, I would like to invite our HSB Director, Professor Karampal Narwal, to initiate the session with your remarkable words.
Vanshika, Director sir has not joined us yet. So we would like to invite our respected Professor, Professor Sanjeev Kumar,
Okay.
for a welcome address to our distinguished alumna, Meenakshi Singh. Sir, please.
Yeah, Pramod, thank you. So, guys, how's everybody? Anyway, Meenakshi, you there?
Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Hello. Pramod, I think has she joined? Meenakshi has joined, I
Yes,
suppose.
yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir, she's there.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am, please unmute yourself. You are not audible.
Maybe like she's having some issue. Hello, Meenakshi, I think she'll reconnect. Anyway, in meantime, I think Sheetal has also joined a bit surprisingly. Is Sheetal there?
Hi, Sanjeev sir. Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Sheet, nice to hear your voice. It's really been a long time, and it's a nice surprise and welcome to you.
Thank
That
you.
you felt like joining us, and something compelled you. It's good to have you there, Sheetal.
Thank you.
So you're joining from Ethiopia, Addis
Yes,
Ababa.
yes, very
Great.
much.
Okay, great. So how's things there, Sheetal?
Things are fine. Political situation is little volatile at the moment, but
Okay,
in general, it's okay, I would say.
okay. So I think has been Pramod.
Meenakshi ma'am, can you please join through the link, because the call you have joined, it is not like we are not able to listen to you. Can you please reconnect through the link which we shared?
Ma'am, she's not able to listen you.
Okay.
Let her try again. No issue.
Sir, just let me message in the chat box to her.
Anyway, guys, it happens at times. After all, technology is technology.
Yes,
So
sir.
maybe so sometime it does takes cycles like this.
I think Pramod sir is talking to her. She may join soon.
Okay. Let's be hopeful. So in
Yes, sir.
meantime, I think it would have been in the fitness of the things if we could have introduced her, or we could have introduced the today's session to her once she would have joined. But nevertheless, let me reintroduce the entire things to all the students who have joined, and also the Sheetal and other guys. This what do you call it? These set of sessions, HSBian talks, we started a couple of months back, with primarily with the purpose that it will be a wonderful experience for our existing batch to reconnect to our former students who have done good in their life and who are doing great, and to learn from their experience. So usually we request our former students, our alumni, to enumerate and to share their experience regarding two things. One, that what's their take on the current scenario of the corporate world, and secondly, what it has taken them to reach there. What has been the mantra behind their success. तो ये अच्छा एक एक्सपीरियंस होगा कि जो स्टूडेंट्स इन्हीं बेंचेस पे बैठे हैं, यहीं से होके गए हैं, इन्हीं सिस्टम से पढ़े हैं, इन्हीं टीचर से या इन जैसे टीचर से, तो आज अगर अच्छी जगह बैठे हैं तो एक होप, एक कॉन्फिडेंस एमर्ज होता है करंट बैच में कि हम भी आने वाले टाइम में यहाँ पहुंच सकते हैं. तो that's the purpose behind it. So in the time of the COVID, I think she's joining.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Good to see
Meenakshi,
everyone.
are you there? Can you connect?
Sir,
can you turn your video on?
My video is on. I'm waving. Can you see me?
No,
सर चश्मा लग गया तो आपने पहचाना नहीं.
वीडियो ऑन है सर.
पर मेरे पास नहीं आ रहा यार.
सर आप स्क्रॉल करना एक बार, उसको जो आगे वीडियोस हैं उनको स्क्रॉल करो एक बार आप.
Okay. Yeah. So okay.
You can see me now, right?
Yeah.
Good to see
Meenakshi,
you.
I really changed a lot. काफी बदल गई ये लड़की है. It's been 20 long years, Meenakshi.
Yeah, I know. Unbelievable.
I'm seeing you like it was 99 or like somewhere you came for, I think, a small alumni that we had somewhere in 2001, a kind of get together. I think you visited in 2001. Did you, Meenakshi?
No, 2001, I don't think I visited. I came to get my degree. I don't know at what point. I think maybe 2000.
There was a kind of, yes, there was a I think something. Few students of you, like you, Surbi, and
we came together.
Yes, I remember that. Then we had an interaction with that batch of students. Maybe Sheetal was a student at that time. I don't exactly remember. तो मीनाक्षी कैसा लग रहा है आज ज्वाइन करके?
बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा है. It's fun.
That's
ऐसा Yeah, I can't believe 21 years, sir. 20 नहीं 21 हो गए.
Yes, Meenakshi,
It's unbelievable.
हम भी छोटे होते थे. We too have.
Yeah, you look pretty much the same. You know, you haven't changed. The rest of us have, right?
maybe you people can tell better because you can compare the two looks at that time and at now. So anyway, Meenakshi, it's really good to have you here, and it's really I'm feeling overwhelmed, happy, and kind of a lot of memories running through my mind. I remember vividly the trip that we had with you. Do you remember?
Yes, absolutely. I still have the pictures.
That's great. I think Yogesh shared the pics with us. I think it was a trip to Manali,
Yeah.
or maybe Nainital or Mussoorie.
It was,
I don't remember.
yeah, Mussoorie and a couple other places.
Okay.
Mussoorie, Haridwar, I think those places.
I don't remember the place exactly, but yes, what I remember that we had a wonderful trip. You and all the Harish, Yogesh, Vandana, Vanu,
yes.
a lot of
Actually,
other guys.
I meet Harish once in a while, so that's
Harish
it's always good to.
is still in touch with me. He keep pinging
Yeah.
once in a while and keep calling, and we went along well.
Sir,
at that time.
you should give him the responsibility to arrange an alumni meet. he'll gladly take it on.
Okay.
He has the energy to do it.
Vanu bhi touch mein hai, and a few other guys, Jokish bhi hai. Anyway, Meenakshi, so let's begin the today's session. And one more alumni has joined. She was a couple of years junior to you, and she's Sheetal Shivaj, and currently she is in Ethiopia, and she is doing some professional things there. She had left a job for a few years in between for family requirements, but presently she's working somewhere in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. So she's also there. She was a couple of years junior to you.
Nice to meet you, Sheetal.
So, Meenakshi, the purpose of these talks, as I mentioned in my message to you, is like it's a two-way thing. One is to let you people reconnect to your alma mater and to have some good time in the time of the COVID, to smile, to recollect your memories and all that. And second, and the main purpose is that you people have made it big in your life. You're doing great. So, making use of your experiences, your journey, that experience, that motivation can be of some use and handy to our current batch of students. So the purpose is that through you, our current batch of students can take home two lessons. One is that if their senior can make it big in life, they too can. And secondly, to listen from directly from the horse's mouth, that what it takes to do good in life. Is it something like some intellect, some intelligence that is by birth, or it's kind of a sheer hard work? So you'll be sharing what it has taken you to be there, what kind of success mantra, what kind of efforts, and all other things that you feel that one requires to reach at a good place, academic, professionally and personally, and what things it needs. And secondly, since you've been working in corporate world for last 20 years, so what it is like, what the corporate would expect from the current generation, current batch of students, what kind of skill, the personal skill, the professional skill, the human skill. So it will be a kind of informal talk in which you're expected to speak for 35-40 minutes, and then we'll have some questions, some interactive sessions. And Meenakshi, feel free, keep it very kind of informal, as if you're talking to your juniors and your friends. Okay.
Yeah.
And
sure,
Sheetal, you also feel free to put your point forward in between or towards the end of Meenakshi's session, as in when you feel. Okay. And the students, the current batch, I request you again, there are around 80 people who have joined Meenakshi. and 80 is a good number, and that's too on Sunday evening, so that people are eager and willing to listen to their seniors. So all the guys out there, I request all of you to be open, be free, be frank, और जितने questions mind में आए पूछना जरूर, हिंदी में, English में, Punjabi में, as I keep saying. So Pramod, let's start.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Pramod is my younger colleague Meenakshi. He has joined HSB recently, and he has done his PhD a couple of months back. He's a wonderful guy, and so some other colleagues, young colleagues, have also joined. They are looking after this entire program. So over to you, Meenakshi.
Sure.
It's now your time.
So first of all,
I would like to interrupt you, ma'am. Meanwhile,
our
Honorable Director Sir, Professor Karampallar Narwal Sir also has joined us. So good evening, sir.
Pramod, good evening.
I would like to invite you for a few words.
Let the Meenakshi speak. I will thank her later.
Okay, sir.
That will be better, Professor Pal.
Okay.
That's great.
I'm driving. I will thank her later. Let her speak. Let us welcome her.
Sir, drive safe.
Okay, sir.
Drive safe, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
Okay, Meenakshi, over to you, please.
Okay. So first of all, I am very happy to meet all the brilliant students of my alma mater. It's been 21 years. I can't It seems like yesterday when I was in your shoes and I was contemplating, right, what's next, and what will I do in my career, or making different choices, right? It's like time flies. Some people don't change though. You guys will come back in 20 years and find Sanjeev sir looking exactly the same, doing same things, right? So before I start to talk a lot, which I actually am capable of, Sanjeev sir can vouch, and you start to snooze, right? It's easy to fall asleep on Zoom. We all have done that. Let me ask you a question. Feel free to answer. What do you know exactly what type of job you will be doing after you complete your MBA? Anybody who is an enlightened being? Sorry, did someone say something? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Meenakshi, you're audible. Yeah.
अच्छा, मुझे message आया था कि you are muted, so that's why I unmuted myself.
You're audible.
And I was checking. Okay, fine, great. So any enlightened students here who know what they'll be doing right after finishing MBA, or 10 years from now? Anybody? I'll pause here to hear any answers. No. Okay.
Are shy, I would say they can put in chat box. That's perfectly fine, right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But let me tell you this, and I think Sheetal probably, I don't know if you would agree, right? When we were in their place, I did not know, and I certainly did not foresee the types of jobs I did later on in my career. I might have planned, right? That's a different story. But I did not necessarily know exactly what I was going to do. And let me quote you Socrates here. He once said, wisest is the one who knows he knows nothing. And I say this because, the way technology is pushing jobs to change, right? And the way technology itself has changed so much in last couple of years, couple of decades actually, that it has not changed as much in last couple of centuries. So what it tells us, right, that, we probably can't say for sure what types of jobs will be there 10 years from now, right? What would be the hot selling skills, right? What would be the technologies that will employ us, right? We may learn something today, but that may not necessarily be the technology of future. So it is really important. So what do you need to learn, right, to be successful in the long term? The skills that you learn today will go a long way. No questions about it, right? The degree that you are doing, all of this will help you. These will be the gems in your crown. But the key is innovation and agility. You should find constantly try to find ways to do things differently. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Be curious, right? All the progress takes place outside of your comfort zone, not, push yourself beyond your limits. So with that, let me give you a little bit of what I've been doing in my job since I completed MBA, and then talk more about, some of the skills, right, that are required, or, maybe we can talk about some of the emerging, jobs or technologies. So I spent, I've done a variety of things. I've spent first few years of my career in, different kinds of industries, from telecom to exports to banking and financial institutions, in different areas like marketing, customer success management, credit risk management, and software development. I worked my way up in the information technology and digital transformation space by working on ERP software implementations, business analysis, process engineering, digital brand protection, cybersecurity in companies like ICICI Bank, New York Life, American International Group, and currently I work for a company called Chubb in US. So let me, share some, I read a study, right? And, the positions, that in IT, specifically in the United States, they are occupied, 25% of those positions are occupied by women. And of those 25%, Asian women account for only 3%. It's a terrible number, right? 3% of the entire population working in information technology. So I actually can relate to it, and I know I'm talking to everybody right here, but specific focus to the girls out there, right? As only women in team, and which has happened with me in some of my jobs, right? Only women in team with a room full of men. It takes a lot to prove yourself, to be able to, earn a position of command and power, right? It's not easy. If I said it was a piece of cake, I will be lying. That's not what I'll say. So what helped me the most in those situations is a determination to face my fears head on, strong conviction, being myself, and aligning myself always with the ethically aligning with the organizational goals, right? As you start to work, I've seen people, ethics, the lines blur, right? I think there is no wrong way to, there is no right way to, unethically achieve your success, right? You have to follow the right path. You have to follow the longer path. There are no shortcuts. So all the girls who are listening right now, you got this. You can be successful. And the guys, you too. You got this too. I cannot discriminate, right? So the most important lesson that I have personally learned, I still have a lot to learn, but so far, whatever I have learned, right? The most important thing is don't be complacent. The best opportunities of my career came along when, I was very comfortable in my current role. There are like some of the jobs where you get to, there are flexible working hours, or you get to work from home, at least in US, in IT, I think in India too. So some of the jobs where it was like so comfortable that I could just retire from there, right? Comfortably, very easily. But some good opportunities came along, and I took them. I took the risk. I took the chance to learn and to grow. And that would be my one suggestion to, to always take chances. Don't be complacent, because you will not know what else is out there if you are that complacent. Be happy, right? Be satisfied in what you get, but don't stop your drive there. Be driven and keep on the lookout of opportunities. So the important thing is the skills that you guys gain, right, with your education in business and in management, they are invaluable. I know I said in the beginning that, we don't know what kind of jobs will be out there 10 years from now, but these core skills, fundamentals in management, in business, in finance, in marketing that you are building today, they are your assets. They will go a long way in helping you be successful. And these skills are industry or technology agnostic, right? They don't depend on one industry or one technology. You can utilize your analytical, your management skills, right? And carve out a niche for yourself. And when I say this, what I mean is that, these are core skills. Build on top of that. Try to find your sweet spot. What is it that most aligns with your goals, right? Are you more of a finance person? Are you more of a marketing person? Are you more interested in information technology, digital marketing. What is it, right? What is that core skill? You identify that and make that your specialization, right? Just go all in. Don't just generally learn about it. Don't be a generalist, be a specialist. And that's very, very important, that that difference sets you apart from rest of the crowd, right? To stand out in the crowd, you need to, what is it that you are doing different, right? What is an additional skill that you have, right? And not just a basic knowledge, be an expert on that. So I think you guys probably are well read, right? I think probably more so than what we used to do when we were in your place. So I think right, that the times are changing, right? There are new technologies which are affecting the types of jobs that are coming up, right? New roles are coming up each day. Even with COVID, I don't know. It's like, I can speak for IT where I work currently. In COVID times, I know hotel industry, airlines, they all suffered huge losses. IT, not so much. In United States, the unemployment rate in IT has gone down in COVID. Because so many, it's like, it is not a good time, but it is an opportunity, right? Lots of new jobs in security, in cybersecurity, in networking have showed up because everybody is working from home, putting more burden on the servers and, systems, and new jobs popped up. People got employment opportunities. So, there are always opportunities knocking the door. And technology or circumstances or global situations will continue to affect jobs. New jobs may pop up, old jobs may become obsolete, right? The technology itself and the business, these days they are intertwined. I don't think you can talk about just business or just technology without talking about them together. This is just the state of affairs today, right? To be able to meaningfully talk about jobs in IT, you need to understand business. To be able to work efficiently in business or, as a marketeer, you need to understand IT. There is no, I think there is no way out. So let me share an interest, like I was reading a study and there were some interesting numbers which I, took notes for you. So, some of the niche areas, the jobs are increasing at a tremendous pace, and which some of them are artificial intelligence and machine learning, where you'll be amazed with the number. There is a 74% growth a year. Data science, 34% a year. Customer success management, 34%. Cybersecurity, digital brand protection, product owners, fintech are the areas where there is 30% growth in jobs per year. This is a good number, and maybe this is an area of opportunity, right? When you see emerging technologies, when you see, which, in which direction we are moving, right? Globally in terms of jobs and opportunities or technologies, I think you should be a fast learner, fast adopter. You should adopt some of those technologies to first, like I said earlier, set you apart. And second, to be able to, carve a niche, right? You have management skills, you probably have good communication skills, right? All of you, and good analytical skills. Add this other piece to it and make yourself like, kind of irreplaceable. Make a good combination of skills. Make yourself unique and carve a niche. So, because, in no matter what industry it is, right? No matter if it is service industry, product, it's, what kind of industry you're working in, you will always, like the management graduates, they're always required, right? Everything needs to be managed. You need to bring in strategic thinking, analytical skills, critical, thinking skills to the table, right? So those jobs will always be there. But to be faster in the race, or to set, like, set yourself apart from your competition, it's very, very important. I cannot emphasize how important it is to, gather some additional skills to be able to be unique. And, like Sanjeev sir said in the beginning, right? How do we get there, right? What is it that the companies are looking from fresh management graduates, right? What are those soft skills, right? I just spoke about, your management skills. Of course, they are core. Do well in your MBA. Understand those skills. Don't just, cram up, like some of us have done in some exams, cram up and just, get good grades and just forget about it. Don't do that. Read more about it, right? Read about, practical use cases, how people are using those skills in industry. Other than that, also, generate some good, when I speak about IT, right, I'm myself in IT. There are people who are not developers, right? That IT is not all writing the code. IT has become so much more evolved. There are so many different areas within information technology. And not that I'm selling information technology here. Not everyone needs to work in IT, but I can speak more about that from experience. So there are so many different jobs, right? There is business analysis where your education will definitely help you a lot. There's process engineering where if you are more of an operations research guy, where you have a logical mind which thinks in terms of how logically process flows and what can happen from here or cannot happen from here, then maybe BPM types of jobs, business process management, business process re-engineering types of jobs. Even when I talk about artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, we know these names more from the technology perspective, but there is jobs within these areas for people who don't write code. So take risk, find out, explore more, and look into the areas where, such a old saying, right? Impossible says I am possible, right? No job, don't look at anything thinking that you don't have the skills or you will not be able to do it. Unless they give you a rocket and tell you to go to the moon, you cannot do that, right? You did not go to college for that. But, explore, right? Make your own decisions, do your thorough research about the jobs. And, every job, every industry, every line of work will have an area where you can really excel if you also learn, more about that area. But there are certain soft skills, right? For every job, we know, right? In some cases, I can tell you, and probably others who have worked, Sheetal can probably corroborate. A lot of times, right? It's not the people who are doing the ground level work who gets the visibility. Sometimes it's the speakers. Some people really speak well about that work, and sometimes they end up getting credit, right or wrong. That happens. But so that tells you that how important it is to be able to communicate effectively, right? So some of the soft skills, and that I think your curriculum, right? You guys give presentations, you get to, I think, get enough opportunity to speak, which is important for you, right? Hone that skill, brush it up. No one is perfect, right? Anybody can improve, right? No matter if they've been working 5 years, 15 years, 50 years, right? There is always something that you can learn. So how do we get there, right? What are the skills we start with, then how do we get there in terms of soft skills, right? Soft skills which are not technical skills or your management skills, right? Number one to me is willingness to change, right? That has to be there. When people are in a state of, well-being, right? They are comfortable, they're enjoying their job, or they are okay with mediocrity, right? They don't want to change, and they lose out on some great opportunities because they don't want to change, right? And, it is in this period of calm, when everything is normal, everything is going well, that's when you should look at what else can you do? How can you enhance your skills? What are the opportunities out there? Gear up, right? Gear up and be in the race and be better than your competitors. This risk-taking ability will set you apart. I'm not just saying that, in looking for jobs, right? That's one scenario, right? When you're working, you're comfortable. Always be on the lookout, right? To improve your skills and to be able to accept new challenges, right? Easier said than done. But I think it is very, very important to have that skill, right? Believe in yourself and take on the challenges. Second important thing is failure. So failure is important. Failure is inevitable, right? Only those who dare to fail greatly can succeed greatly. So the important thing here is, failure is important. You will get failures in life, but get up, right? Pick yourself up together and hit the ground running again, right? That is the most important thing. Because, you may fail, you may not know it all, but remember that whoever is any expert in a field, they were once beginners. They were not born successful. So Sanjeev sir, to your point, right? Where someone is born with the skills or someone is born intelligent, I don't think so. People have different IQ levels, right? That there are people smarter than you. Like if you do an IQ test, There are people who are not so, who may not do as well as you in the IQ test, right? No one is born smarter. No one is born to CEO, right? It's like, along the way, what else do you build onto, right? So it's important, to identify what is your strength, and then, make yourself so good in that one skill that no one can beat you. And constantly, learning is like a journey, right? It's not like you graduated MBA and you are done. You're not done by any means, right? Let me break this to you, because people used to tell us, right, when we were kids, oh, just go to good college and you'll be happy, or just finish your MBA and then life is easy, right? Just get a job, life is easy. Get this position, life is easy, right? It's like, I don't have any complaints with life. I'm happy with it. I'm blessed. But, it's like, it's not easy. There is no full stop anywhere unless for as long as you're alive, right? As long as you're alive, keep running with all your might, keep learning, keep setting yourself apart, right? Keep adding on to your skills, and, you become a specialist, become, an expert in your area of work. And have fun learning it, right? Because when you identify, like, when right, are you good at speaking? Is that a line of work you want to pick up? Or are you good at, like, are you more of an, like, introvert person, individual contributor? Pick up a job that pays well, that will make you happy, and may keep you as an individual contributor, right? You may not need to get into the politics of managing, or, dealing with people, or human relations and all of that, right? So identify, like, look inside and you will find the answers, right? Pick up your own key skill, and then, go with it. And, no one is like, like, don't treat others to be like born smart or smarter than you. Everyone has their own place. Everyone has their own weaknesses and strengths, right? Just you focus on your strengths. You don't focus on what your weakness is, and don't try to convert yourself into someone you are not, right? So you need to be original. And always remember, right? Always try to, like, when you're feeling down, right? Sometimes, with all the competition, all this race and running, you tend to feel like there are ups and downs, right? You may feel down. So just recall, why did I start it in the first place, right? Why did I take up this job? Why did I take up this course? Why did I take up this specialization? Why did I take up this challenge, right? So remind yourself that why, what was the reason of you doing it? And that reminder will reset your brain into a, speed-paced mode again. So, when I was talking to my kids about this, how excited I was to be able to, speak to all the, students of my alma mater. So my daughter gave me a quote. So if I don't tell you guys that quote about success, failure, then, I have to live with her in the same house, right? So you guys understand. She's 12. She likes this quote. Maybe life isn't about avoiding the bruises. Maybe life is about collecting the scars to prove that we showed up for it. So that's her quote. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but, basically, just, don't be afraid of your failures, right? And we all fail, right? You won't be selected in every job interview, right? You may not get every promotion that you deserve in your job, right? You may even not get the grades that you thought you deserve, right? So, you have failures every step of the way, right? Don't let those failures affect your self-esteem, or affect your drive, or your goals, or your dreams, right? Continue to dream. Which brings me to my next point, dream, right? Dreaming is important, but dreaming with a follow-through action, right? You dream big, right? And you follow those, right? But the key is be original and be different. Be who you are. That's important, right? So, I love this saying, future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, right? So you need to believe in it. You need to work hard to achieve, right? And then, your hard work, right? That reflects, your belief reflects your behavioral integrity and your personal credibility. All of this can go a long way in defining you as a, proven leader or a proven asset to any organization, right? The enacted values, the values you live by, the values that you promote, right? They go a long way in defining your credibility. So always, stick to these basic principles of, believing in yourself, working hard to achieve it, right? Not getting defeated by failure. And ethics are really important because, do the right thing, right? Otherwise, it's like it catches up to you. The other important piece is, reflect, right? Once in a while, reflect on your own, behaviors, improvement opportunities, and learn from criticism. That's very important. And, I think you guys know, right? But sometimes it's a good reminder. And I've seen like so much of it in professional work environments that people, people talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. So everyone says that, most people say you should learn from criticisms. If someone is criticizing you, they are doing you a favor. But people get offensive when they are actually criticized, right? That's human tendency. We normally like when we are praised. We don't like when we are not praised or when we are criticized. But think of it in a way that, it's an improvement opportunity for you. Sometimes there are blind spots. You may not know your own weaknesses, right? So if you still don't want to be criticized, I have one solution, one, word of wisdom for you. Do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing, and you will never be criticized. So I think I speak for everyone in this room that, I would rather be criticized than resort to inaction, right? Better to keep doing, keep moving forward, let people criticize you, find opportunities to make yourself better coming out of that criticism, right? And, last skill that I want to highlight in terms of the soft skills, which is not by the least skill by any means, is leverage what you're good at, right? Like I said before, find your sweet spot, find your strength, and leverage them, right? Leverage the skills that fascinate you, right? You should be happy working. You shouldn't be like, it's Monday, I have to work, right? When will it be 5 p.m.? I actually used to do that in my first job. I used to dread, I did not enjoy that as much, right? And then, I was not as wise at that time to be able to, pick what opportunities are out there. But I don't regret it at this point. When I reflect upon it, I don't regret it because I learned, right? I learned something out of it. So I used to I used to take every week, I used to take 2-3 days off calling in sick. Like, I'm not well. People started to give me good, names of doctors, like, oh, go see this doctor. Your health is not good. You're sick every week. It's because I could not just sit there all 5 days. I did not enjoy working there, right? And that should not be rest of your life, right? It's fine. Learn your lessons, right? There are ups and downs. So pick a skill which fascinates you, right? Pick a specialization which you love. Ideate, and then turn those ideas into actions, right? Action is important. Just the idea will not take you anywhere, right? So I know I have been talking a lot, Sheetal. I don't know how many people are awake, but let me just summarize a few important points, and then I think Sheetal can add, some words of wisdom to it, and we can all learn from her. So it is important that, as I mentioned earlier, right? Learning is a journey. It's not a destination. Keep learning, right? Continue to learn. That doesn't mean you need to always keep on doing more education, formal education, right? But the learning itself cannot stop. Face your fears, right? You're afraid to do something, do it, right? Don't stop yourself from doing something just because you're afraid of it, right? Face your fears to overcome them, right? And your fears could be anything, right? If you're afraid of, right, speaking, like some people, right, they get nervous when they are speaking. Then speak often, then find opportunities to speak, right? Volunteer and go there and speak, or, do everything in your power to face it and to do what you are afraid to do. And that's how you will overcome the fear. And that's how that won't be your fear anymore, right? You would have done it so many times that, you would not be afraid of it anymore. The other thing is paying attention how you engage with others. It's really important, right? At this phase in your life and career, and always, right? Even when you achieve something, how are you helping others to be successful? Ask yourself this question. How are you paying it forward, right? Because, if you are selfish to just focus on your own self, then there is only so much you can do, right? You cannot go beyond a certain level, right? You cannot get success beyond a certain level, and you will not find personal happiness if your thought process is not about, if you don't see the broader picture, right? I am doing this, but like, if you're working in an organization, you're leading a team, right? Everyone wants growth, everyone wants a good bonus, but what is it that you are doing to help others, to your colleagues, right? In the beginning of your career where you're not managing a team, what are you doing, right? How are you adding value? How are you helping others succeed, right? Without that feeling of pulling them down, right? And then when you are leading people, then how are you contributing to their life and their career? Are you adding value to it? Are you helping them? Are you pushing them forward and helping them be successful? Because that's the real key. That will make you happy. That will make you more happy than your own accomplishments in life. The other important thing is, which I said early on, right? Get yourself up to speed personally and professionally on everything that's out there, digital media, the communications, and learn how. I've personally learned a lot about digital marketing technologies. You should learn, especially the folks who are doing marketing as a specialization. How are digital marketing technologies shaping up the future, right? With internet, with social media, with emails, analytics, all of that. Leverage those emerging technologies, right, to shape up your career. So with that, I think I should now shut up. And Sheetal, and Sanjeev sir, feel free to.
Before you sum up, I have one addition to make, please. Could you please enumerate the chronology of your professional journey? Like, how did you start your first job? What was it all about? Then what skill you added on? And then what was your next job? And so on and so forth. A brief description. That will help our students understand that journey is not easy, and you have to grab on the opportunity. So if you could just briefly in 3-4 minutes, Meenakshi.
Sure, sir. So the job that I was talking about, right, where I was in and out of office, right? I was trying to take as many days off. I wasn't just, it was not my thing, right? Even in that job, I said I learned things, right? So that was my first job with a telecom company in Chandigarh in India. And my role was, my role was more of a, marketing, customer relationship, and more on the, it was not going out there or selling anything, right? I was not into sales. I was more into, the structure of marketing, the tools that they were using to gather and analyze feedback from customers, the trainings that they were doing on marketing and different aspects of marketing to the people who were in the front end of sales of the customer relationship management, right? So I did learn a lot of skills in that job, right? I saw some practical implications of some of the stuff that I had studied in my MBA doing marketing. I did marketing and finance as my specialization. So of course, marketing is something that fascinates me, that I find interesting. So I saw some practical implications of it. What I've done, and my second job was with a company who used to manufacture, who was into textile exports to different countries. They had some manufacturing units, and they had, they were working with different companies across the globe to, export their products. So I got a 360-degree experience there to see how, some of the areas, right, which are not marketing, how the operations are being run, right? How were they, looking at inefficiencies, right? What were they doing, right, to make improvements? In that job, I got exposed to some of the, compliance and ISO certification requirements and internal audits, and they got me trained and certified as an internal auditor. So I was doing internal audits across different groups and doing reporting my findings. And in that job, they were doing, there was these companies which are in exports, let me tell you, I worked with a couple of them. They don't have the most cutting edge technologies. They don't have the best of the people. I think most people don't want to work for them, right? They don't have best employee policies either, right? Not the best pay rates either. So they don't necessarily always find the best people out there, right? For that reason, right, they lag behind in some technologies or internal HR processes or business processes. So fortunately, that company, was a little bit better positioned for the reason that, I think the management was very, vigilant about, their processes, their improvements, doing these audits, right? Internal audits to find the, operational inefficiencies and improve upon them. At that point, they also hired TCS to do an, ERP implementation to, develop and deploy a system so that they can better manage, right, through a software, their inventories, because sometimes, they were not mismanaging the inventory, right? It was either short or it was more. So they wanted to deploy a system, right, through which they could manage end-to-end processes of receiving an order to starting the manufacturing, ordering the inventory, maintaining the inventory at a right level, and, sending the shipment out, receiving the customer feedback, receiving the payments, invoicing, shipping, all of that, right? So I got involved and I volunteered to get involved. And, that I think it's a good idea to share that with you, that I volunteered because I thought that, this could really, this looks interesting, right? This is interesting. I will probably enjoy being a part of it. So that's one thing, right? And that goes back to what I said, that find what you will like to do, right? What fascinates you. So I thought that, and I went to my manager, I went to the HR saying that, I would like to take this on as an additional responsibility. And, I'm willing to continue with what I'm doing today, but this is very interesting to me with my background. I think I can really add value. I can bring some analytical skills to the table. And I was given the opportunity. So I got involved, that's how I, that was actually my first step into the, IT, right? So I got involved in business analysis, process engineering, understanding the flow of, process, the information flow, the flow of products or materials, right? All of that. And, I was able to add value to that project. I participated in, the business analysis where, we were trying to gather requirements of, how our customers would like to see that portal, right? So for which they had customers in Europe, they had customers in Asia, in Singapore, Hong Kong, etc. They had customers in US, right? So I interviewed them and I documented, those business requirements, those use cases, and then worked with the developers on developing that system. Of course, they wrote the code, not me, but I participated in making sure these requirements are being interpreted appropriately in the form of a viable product, right? And then I also helped them with some user acceptance testing by testing myself and helping some of our business users test. So that was my first experience within an IT role, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I also want to add something here, that with that organization, I was also an editor of their newsletter. So people would send articles, I would edit them, and then we would get published and circulate it across the globe to their business partners, customers, employees, and all of that. So the reason I'm mentioning this is that when you see an opportunity, grab it, right? If you feel, especially towards beginning of your career, right? Because like I had nothing else to do, right? I was living as a paying guest, just go back, eat, and they used to give us food, so no cooking, right? So just work and eat, right? I had nothing else to do, so I could spare a couple of extra hours, right? I did not mind that. And I thought, let me try this out, right? That IT thing with TCS, I tried it out. It might not have worked out, right? I might have found out that, so there was that fear component, of course, to it, right? What if I fail at it and I lose my job because, I messed something up because I haven't, I did MBA, I did not do MS, right? Or MTech. So what if I mess up, right? So there are these fears, right, that hound you. What if, right, this happens? You could think of a million things that can go wrong. Everyone can do that, right? So just, like condition your brain not to think that. When that thought comes in, stop it right there and then and think of, what's next, right? How can you add value to this? And despite those fears, ask for the opportunities, grab them, right? If you see something else going on in an organization where you're working, don't be shy to ask. And I've seen this, not just with those first few years of my job, even now, right? The squeakiest wheel gets the most oil, right? I think I throw lots of sayings out there, but it's really true. So, the people who don't ask for stuff, they are considered as complacent. They are doing what they are doing. They are probably enjoying doing it. They are not the people who want to take initiative to do more things. So they are treated at a mediocre level and they don't get the opportunities, right? No one comes to you, hey, this is a brilliant opportunity. You may get good growth in it. Do you want it? That it doesn't come in that package, right? You just see things happen and you should show initiative and interest and ask for it, right? What is the worst that can happen? Somebody will say, no, you cannot do it. No, we will not involve you in that. And that's fine, right? That is fine. There could be worse things, right? You may completely fail it, right? You may lose a job, right? But then, that's not end of anything, right? There is plenty of opportunities out there. You learn something out of it. What is it that you need to improve upon to not fail again, right? That's important. So, this skill about asking or grabbing opportunities is really, really important, not just in the beginning of your career, but always, right? Be vigilant, be on alert, like what is going on. Be aware of, the holistic picture. Don't always focus on just your piece of work or your area of work. Understand the big picture, right? How does it add up? How does it join with the other areas in the organization and how it adds value overall? And then, try to learn or get involved, or if something else interests you, then by all means ask for it, right? And you might get it. You never know. So with that job, was my, beginning of IT, career. And then I took up another job, same industry, same, more into IT, more into systems and processes and tools. And I did some, implementations of some ERP systems and software there. And I got that job because I took up, this, grabbed this opportunity in my previous job. And with that, my next assignment was with the, ICICI Bank, and that was an interesting role, a combination of IT and, cybersecurity. So I worked with them on, different tools to identify, the cyber risks, right? Security, credit risk, right? And then, working to implement those softwares, working to upgrade those softwares, because, we all use credit cards, right? And there are like, transactions happening, sometimes credit frauds are happening, right? So it was that business unit of the bank where I was working, and we were working on enhance our tools, making them more intuitive, making them more robust. So we are able to, quickly reduce the turnaround times, quickly report it to our field, staff, who can then, go to those merchants and then verify those transactions and that kind of stuff. So with that company, right, with ICICI, before that I worked with a couple of exporters, which were smaller companies, right? With ICICI, which is a bigger company, they invest in your training and development, right? So there is a lot that I learned with them, a lot of new, tools and technologies that I learned with them. Having said that, I'm not saying that, some of those smaller companies don't give you learning opportunity. There is a different kind of learning there, right? So, remove those mental blocks and look at exactly what are the skills you want to develop, right? And, how you can develop them in that particular company, and then, ask for it, right? Don't be shy. So, after ICICI, I moved to the US, and in US, my first job was, business analyst in an IT organization, where, again, my job was to work closely with the software developers, working with, the IT stakeholders, working with steering committees, getting the requirements, and really, doing a lot of documentation, process re-engineering. What is the current state process? What is the future state? Gap analysis. What are the tools or processes or resources missing from process A to B, step A to B, and presenting them to the executives, and, and then working closely with the IT developers to make sure that they understand our requirements, right? What is it that we are trying to build? We translate, and then, translating that back to the business, right? Because from the business side, that, when I say business, these are the people who are maybe marketeers or, marketing officers, digital officers, right? They don't understand, some of them don't understand, right, what the technical terms. So, there are always these roles which are kind of link between the hardcore IT developers versus the, pure marketers, right? Or business units, right? I have worked on projects not just in marketing, for, finance, for HR, right? So you are kind of a connecting point between the two groups. One is highly technical, one is highly functional, and they cannot speak to each other. Otherwise, they will not be able to produce anything, right? So there are these roles which link the two together, right? The business analyst, the project manager, process engineers. So I worked, throughout my career in these different roles. And then, at some point I wanted to try out, specialized area within IT. So I took up a course in SAP CRM development and functional configuration. So I worked in that IT side of it myself as a technical person within SAP CRM systems, configuring those systems. By then I was in US, so I worked for another IT company called Bentley Systems, and I developed and deployed their CRM systems to, I don't know how much you guys have read, probably more than us in your times, about CRM systems, ERP systems, right? Almost every company uses it. It's need of the hour for their segmentation, for their marketing, right? For their, campaigns, they have to use these CRM systems or the other marketing automation systems, analytics, right? So since then I've been, still learning, right? Upgrading my skills into these different areas of digital marketing and, taking up new technologies and skills. Right now in my current position, I manage Salesforce CRM. I also manage, a lot of cybersecurity and, software development, that kind of work within digital marketing space. Sanjeev sir, was that helpful? Did I confuse people?
That was really good. It was the one perspective I wanted my students to have. That and two things, before I throw the session open to the students, and the guys, the most important thing that I got two key points apart from many things. One very important thing is if you are open and willing, then opportunity will come your way. I repeat, if you are open and willing, then opportunity is sure to come your way. And if you make use of that opportunity, as Meenakshi told, that despite being from MBA background and was having no technical and IT background, an opportunity came her way and she grabbed the opportunity, and that has made all the difference. Taking that one jump into the unknown and taking that risk, right, Meenakshi?
Exactly,
So
sir. You have to take that risk.
Yeah, so that working with TCS and jumping into an unknown terrain, and that has made all the difference. So guys, that's important, that try to jump into unknown and look for the opportunity, but opportunity will only come if you're willing and open. So now the session is thrown open to you. So any student willing and wishing to ask anything, so please guys. Hindi, English, sab chalega. Okay, guys?
Good evening, ma'am. Hello.
Good evening.
Ma'am, I shall be very thankful to you for your precious time to enlighten us. Ma'am, as you have vast experience of more than 18 years, have you ever suffered from glass ceiling?
So I guess, I think it's Bhavesh, right? Bhavesh, I
Yes,
guess
ma'am.
others have broken the glass ceilings before me, right? I am not the first woman in anything, right? And I'm glad. But like I said, right, it's like sometimes it's like, you are I am the only woman in the team, right? There are all guys. So they have their own talks and they want to go to drinks after the work. I don't have anyone right? Like I cannot associate with them at that level, right? Sometimes I want to talk about the things I talk about and there is no other women. But like jokes apart, it's like, it's not easy. Sometimes they don't
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
take you seriously, or they think you will be too emotional because you are a woman, right? Some women are, right? So they typecast you, right? So, and sometimes when these guys report into me, right, they don't want to report into a woman, right? They would rather report into a man. So there are these things. So then it takes, I think women work harder to prove themselves to be better colleagues, better managers, right? Or not better, even if equal, right? So you have to really prove, right? But a man doesn't need to prove themselves to be a good manager. People will report into them without any reservation. So that is a mental block that's there in some cases. I don't say everyone is like that, right? There are all kinds of people out there. Not everyone is like that, but there is this challenge that sometimes, that's there, right? And it's the reality of life, and you need to work through it, right? You need to, when I say, right, be original or be yourself, right? Then that helps, right? If I'm pretending now, how do I make sure they take me seriously and I pretend like another guy in my company? Then I'm not original. I'm pretending to be someone else, and then I will not be genuine, and then I will lose respect. It's important to be yourself and be a great colleague or a co-worker or a boss and help others, right? If I help others succeed, right? If I contribute to that, then there is nothing like it, right? Then I generate the respect. So, it's not like all easy, but, I've come across some great people, some great mentors, and I've also come across a lot of difficult people. So it has been interesting.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Unmute कर दिया ना?
Yes, more questions, guy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Meenakshi.
Good evening, ma'am.
Meenakshi.
Yes. Karampal, sir.
I'm Professor Karampal. You have made beautiful narration of your professional career and experiences. How you have made an equilibrium between the domestic life, you can say the quality of work-life balance. Can you throw some light on this? Because these new generation people, it may be very useful to them. How a professional, a successful professional has been able to make a perfect balance between the quality of life. Please.
Yeah. So a few things, right? I have two kids, 10 and 12, 11, turning 11 this month actually. See, I'm forgetting their birthday. But so it's like, it is, my husband is very supportive and helpful. And, when my first job in the US, right? I found that job. I was looking for jobs, right? And I found it in a different state. And I did not want to go. I was like, it's a new, I was here only a few months, right? I was still learning their ways. I did not even, in some cases, I did not understand, right? Certain things, everything is different, right? Even the switches, light switches are different. They're all, ulta pulta hisab hai inka. On ulti side pe on hote hai, right? You drive on the other side of the road. So I was still learning. I was very extremely uncomfortable to go to another state and work, but he really encouraged me to go there and work. And then I started to look online and found a roommate who was from either TCS or Cognizant or one of those companies. She was looking for a female roommate, and I just went there, and then I actually worked there. So again, that brings you back to, I was afraid, right? But that brings you back to facing your fears. And the support, right? You need your family's support. So so now, if I talk about fast forward to now, today, right? I have two kids, they go to school. My husband and I, we need to help them, right, with school and other stuff. So like I said, right, ask for things you want. In US, especially in IT, there is a culture of working from home. Not everyone gets it, not every company allows it, but I have been for last few years very vocal about it, that I cannot come all 5 days, I will not come, right? And then my husband and I, we alternate. So if I'm going in, he works from home. If he's going in, I work from home. And we negotiate this with the companies that we apply to or the jobs that we do, right? So I think it brings me back to, if I was afraid to ask, I probably would not get it. My company does not give that to everyone. So I'm not afraid to ask. So I've seen that I've evolved that way over the years, that I used to be very afraid to ask and afraid to negotiate. I would, like, like internally I would suffer that, I deserved that promotion, or they should have given me that rating in my performance appraisal. They did not, but I would not go and tell them that. Or in the job interviews, I would not negotiate a higher salary, or, some of these things in the early years of my career. Now I know better, or maybe I've, try face those, like, I've faced my fears. I was afraid to do it, and at some point I decided I am afraid and I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, that's
So
very great. Exact to pata nahi, but really you have balanced it very perfectly.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, other guys, please ask some question. She has more than 90 minutes, told everything to you, beginning to till date. This is great experience. Sanjeev sir.
Yeah,
Hi,
Dr.
ma'am.
Pal.
Yeah, please encourage these guys to ask few questions.
Yes, Tanisha.
Sir, Tanisha is asking.
Yes.
Yeah, Nisha,
Hi,
go ahead,
ma'am.
please.
So, as you said that in the beginning, you said that you explore certain opportunities, right? So, according to you, hello?
Yes, I can hear you, Tanisha.
Yes, ma'am. So, according to you, how much time do we generally give to a particular field to find it whether it is actually made for us or not?
So very good question, Tanisha. Actually,
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
You cannot, you're right, absolutely a good concern, right? That you cannot, immediately jump to conclusions unless you know something, right? So when you are in a job or in a field of work, you need to learn, right? Don't do anything half-heartedly, first of all, right? Give it your best, right? Know the most about it, right? Being the specialist in anything you do will always help you guide, right? So whatever you're doing, try to learn all about it and then make an informed decision. Now, if you spend 2 months, or do you spend 6 months doing it, or a year, right? That, like, to me, I would say that, 2 weeks or 1 month or 2 months is not enough time, right? You cannot really learn about something new that quick. So give yourself time, learn about it, and see what are the growth opportunities in that particular line of work, and whether that job profile works for you, right? Do you like doing it? Will you be happy going to work every day with that, right? Or does it give you everything you're looking for in terms of growth, in terms of money, in terms of flexibility, right? What are your priorities, and does this job give you that, right? Do that evaluation, and if it doesn't, right? If it doesn't, so your evaluation can also mean speaking with your manager, right? Feel free to ask. In the beginning of my career, I did not know better, right? So I would not ask. I would assume, or I would guess, or I would be afraid to ask. Like, I was like, why do I need to ask? They know I work hard. They should do this. Why do I need to ask, right? Was my approach. Not anymore. Go ask your manager that, this is the job. I see myself doing this or making this money, and I want to grow, or I want to do this. What is my growth path? What is my career path here, right? What are the things that you envision me working on? Get all the information you can, feel comfortable, or even if you don't feel comfortable, be bold and ask, and then make an informed decision. And then if it is not something for you, don't waste your time and find something that is for you, right? But then finding that something may not mean that, okay, let me resign today, and then I'm sitting home, and then I'm getting depressed, right? Continue that, build your skills, right? Brush up your skills. Like I said, right? On top of your MBA, whatever industry you want to work in, or whatever line of work you want to do, just, pick up a skill that you can build on top of your management education, and then learn that. That will go a long way in making you successful in that line of work, and then go take it, right? Don't waste a few years in a line of work that you don't, where you don't see yourself, right? Making a career.
Okay. Sheetal ma'am also want to add something. Yeah, Sheetal ma'am. Hello.
Thank you, Meenakshi ma'am. It was indeed, great to hear from your experiences and all the insights you shared. And Tanisha, I would want to add into your answer, I would say, for your question, like Meenakshi ma'am has already provided. More, I would say, you should start networking. Like, how many alumni from your previous courses do you know, or how much did you try to reach out to them? That is another way. Networking is another way which can take you to places. Like, talk to your alumni, talk to them in what kind of areas or industries they are working in. Get to know more and more of them, and to understand from their perspective what is working out well for them, what is not. Are they happy? Are they satisfied? What are the gaps they would want to fill in, etc., etc. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you. After this meeting, first thing I'll do is to send a friend request to both of you. So please accept.
And
Sure.
LinkedIn also
Thank you
is
so
a
much.
great resource, Tanisha. I would suggest for everyone to make a profile on LinkedIn and then reach out to
Yes,
more
yes.
and more professionals, whatever industry you want to enter after your MBA graduation.
Yeah, sure. Yes, ma'am. I do have a profile, so I'll just send a connection network to you. Thank you so much.
Hello. Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible?
Good evening.
Yes, Gaurav, you are audible.
Yes, Gaurav.
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask a question. Like, as you have told that you are not from a IT background, but like I have completed my graduation from I have completed my BTech from IT background only. So, but I just hate coding. So I got placed in, I got placed in Infosys, but I didn't join that job. So then I opted for MBA. So my specialization is HR. So I used to do I love to do presentations. So will this IT be a plus point for me? Like, what are the opportunities I have in the
Gaurav, I think
future?
we lost you.
Hello.
Is it just me, or
can
we
you
can't
repeat
hear
your
Gaurav?
question, Gaurav?
Sir, am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, sir, I am saying that my specialization is HR. So I have completed my graduation in IT. So what are the opportunities I have in the future regarding IT? I have HR and IT.
Meenakshi, did you get the question? Meenakshi? I think she lost the connection. Meenakshi?
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Yes.
Meenakshi, did you
Yes.
did you get the
Can
question,
you hear
please?
me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
can hear you. Sir,
I
the
got
question?
disconnected actually. So what I heard from him was, he got an offer from Infosys, but he didn't want to code and joined MBA, and HR is the area of specialization, right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
On that, I didn't hear because I got disconnected. So can you just rephrase your question for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
So
Meenakshi, he basically wanted to know, since he didn't like coding and all that, and he's doing an MBA with HR specialization. So, will having an IT degree in addition to an MBA HR, what extra opportunity does he have? Or he can make it out in the corporate world with IT as a specialization?
So I think with IT as specialization, he will be better off in IT industry in his line of work, which is HR, right? He clearly does not want to do the coding. He would like to stay within HR, right? So HR job within the information technology space is what would be good for him, because for the reason, right? If he's in HR in an IT company, he understands the technologies. He does not want to write the code, that's a different story, but he understands the roles of different levels. What does a developer do versus a QA tester does? What kind of training needs are there? Or, even if he's involved in hiring of the resources, right? Then he understands exactly what they do, what kinds of skills are required, right? So he has that unique skill that I'm talking about for an HR professional in IT, right? So within IT, I've seen a lot of different kinds of people in HR, right? At least here in my company, they have completely dedicated resources who just handle training for the C-level executives, like, CEO, CIO, CTO. So there is a group of HR representatives just specialized with that. There is another group which is involved with training of entire, organization, or for senior management, then the entire organization, or of hiring, right? So there are different areas within HR. So again, what he is more interested in, he needs to analyze that. But I think if someone comes with an IT background and is doing that kind of HR role in an organization for IT teams, they definitely can perform much better than somebody who does not come from that background, because those people, after spending many years in this line of work, will get an understanding of what each role is, what are the skills that are required for each role, or what are the new technologies that we need to train the staff in now. Right? What are the different, being from IT, he probably has a good understanding or a high comfort level to certain tools and technologies which he can bring into his HR job for, right? There are different kinds of, tools that HR these days uses, right? For, even for appraisals and other kinds of, assessments, right? So he can definitely bring that skill to the table within his role in HR. And, the other piece is management consulting, right? There are management, he likes to give presentations, right? So management consulting type of jobs in combination of HR and IT skills, where he's not writing the code, but he's involved in those, learning management systems, or, giving presentations, or giving, the companies like, Ernst & Young, KPMG, right? These types of companies have those specialist roles, even SAP, right? Because I did the course and I came across some, resources who are dedicated to do that, right? There are, those kind of roles where you can definitely utilize your skills in HR, the knowledge in HR, as well as your knowledge in IT, and bring everything together. And then, that's an interesting role where you're representing your company and giving a management consulting kind of service to your clients. So that's another interesting tertiary role. It's not truly HR, but that's another tertiary role which goes in line with your presentation skills, right? You like to give presentations, you like to speak. So that could be another role that you can explore.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, students, please ask some questions. You have a great opportunity. You must avail it.
Good evening,
So guys,
ma'am.
couple of more questions only. Two more questions are allowed, and then we'll sum it up, and we'll have Sheetal speaking for 2-3 minutes. Sheetal, be ready. Yeah,
Good
guys.
morning, ma'am.
Couple of more questions, please.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good evening to you.
Ma'am, I am myself Rahul, and I want to ask a question, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. I'm audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Ma'am, is it fruitful for us we want to work in after MBA in foreign country? So tell me which country I have a greater advantage for the after MBA. And ma'am, in addition कि मैम कि आपको क्या लगता है कि मैम हमको इंडिया में ही रह के जॉब करनी चाहिए या फिर फॉरेन में चला जाना चाहिए? मतलब वो कहते हैं कि ब्रेन ड्रेन करना चाहिए, नहीं करना चाहिए मैम? मतलब मैम आपका क्या पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है कि हमें ब्रेन ड्रेन करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए?
Very interesting question. Okay, so let me take the first part of your question first, right? कौन से you want to go out, right, out of India and work? तो कहाँ जाना चाहिए, क्या opportunities हैं, right? So let me first start with the US. In US, the H-1B visa, right, which you need to come to work, it is difficult to get that for management positions. It is easier to get that for IT roles, right? So some people, right, if they intend to come to US, what they do, and I personally know some people who've done that, is find jobs with IT companies in India, right, in those roles, right, which I spoke about, the business analysis role and those kind of roles. And the good thing is, I think that these companies, they hire MBAs and they train them into those positions, right? Because they need those MBA skills, right? Those presentation skills, those people qualified in management and business to be able to, play that role of project manager, business analyst, and those kind of roles, or client-facing roles, which their developers cannot do. So these companies hire them, and then these companies definitely have projects globally, and they send their staff, to their client locations, right? And once you go there, you get the opportunity and exposure to work there, then, there are avenues that you can find, right? Or sometimes these companies sponsor the H-1B visa and send people to US for their existing projects. So that's the only channel to come to US, because US does not encourage people coming to the country for management roles, because they say that, a person can be a manager without MBA, right? So then why do we need to have people from another country taking our jobs? That's what their take is, I think. So for US, you need to be somehow related to IT, or, to be able to come here. The other thing is, there are other countries, right? There is Canada, there is Australia, there is UK, where there is no such cap. Canada has a point system. I think with your education, they give good points. I think I understand. I haven't personally applied to MBAs. So I think Canada could be a good bet, but Canada immigration takes years. So it's not like you will apply and you'll get it right away. The other countries, Australia and UK, are other options too, right? Where you can apply, where there is no such cap, right? Like US. US is, I think, unique in that way. So those are certain countries that you can apply to. But the thing is, you cannot just wait for applying there to be able to begin your career. That would be my suggestion. Start your career in India, start your job, right? Look at what jobs you want to do, find good opportunities, start working, and continue exploring, right? If you then, look at what each country has to offer. What is the, what is the political setup? Do you want to live there for that reason? What are healthcare systems, right? These are certain important things. And then make an informed decision. You might also want to check which countries and which states in those countries have good Indian population, right?
Yes,
It, like, sitting in India, it may not seem important, but believe me, I'm happy when I see Indians here. So I recently actually moved to a part of, I live in New Jersey. So I moved to a part where there are plenty of Indians out there. So we are looking for Indians here. We're looking for, right, where are the, temples nearby, where are the Indian stores and all that, right? So these things become important. When you are in that situation, it doesn't seem important when you are in India, right?
Even politicians are also looking for Indians.
Yeah, see, right now for Indian votes, they chose Kamala Harris.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think easier, if you want to go to US or other countries, it's easier to find jobs in IT companies in India, and that could be your channel to go there. Go to those countries, because then it will be easy. They will make your arrangements and all of that. You'll get exposure to that country's culture through those companies, and then you can make your own decision about applying jobs there or living there. The second part of your question, interesting one, was about brain drain, whether or not you should go anywhere else other than India, right? It's a personal choice. So there are certain factors, right? Evaluate everything from your personal life, your parents, your responsibilities. Are you willing to leave them in one country, go to the other country? Right? There are some of those things, right, which are very personal, and based on that, people sometimes make decisions. People come here, live here, right? I've seen them have a house here, then they sell everything and they want to go live with their parents again back in India. They look for a job in India and just go back, right? So people do that too. Some people just go to other countries, work for a few years, and then go settle in India or settle there, right? So there are there are so many different choices and paths to it, right? You have to make your own personal decision. I would say this, that job opportunity wise, I think India is great, right? I don't see that you need to go to another country to get good growth or money, right? These days, I think companies pay well in India. There are a lot of cutting edge technologies that the companies use in India. So I would say that don't go to another country just because, that's another country, because grass is greener on the other side. That should not be your reason. India has a lot to offer. You look at your quality of life, which city you want to live in India or are living in India, right? And then where do you want to go? And then how, like, you know, pros and cons, evaluate it thoroughly based on your personal life now and personal life and responsibilities a few years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and then decide, right? There is no right or wrong answer. There is no right or wrong choice here, right? Your going will also be okay. Your not going will also be okay, but it will depend a lot upon, you know, other factors. As far as growth and career opportunities are concerned, you have a lot of that in India. That should not be the only reason to decide to relocate.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing your time.
So anyone else have any question? Yes.
Hello, good morning.
We are taking the last question, most probably. Yes.
Good morning, ma'am. Here is Indrajit from MBA General B.
Yes, Indrajit.
इंद्रजीत तुम्हारी आवाज नहीं आ रही.
हेलो.
या गो अहेड.
सर एक भी क्वेश्चन हिंदी में नहीं आया, सब इंग्लिश में आ रहे हैं. मजा नहीं आया इंडिया में बात करके. एक भी सर आधी हिंदी में पूछा राहुल आपने. नहीं जिस भी लैंग्वेज में, इट्स फाइन. आई वाज जस्ट जोकिंग. हिंदी इंग्लिश कुछ भी पूछो.
हेलो.
हाँ इंद्रजीत पूछो.
मैम ये मैंने आपके लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल देखी थी मतलब कल, तो ये आपने मतलब जैसे ये जीजीयू के बाद एजुकेशन में आपने इसको क्या बोलेंगे, कॉर्नेल यूनिवर्सिटी बोलेंगे.
कॉर्नेल.
हाँ.
आपने यहाँ से क्या करा?
कॉर्नेल. मैंने यहाँ से मैंने कोर्स किया है एग्जीक्यूटिव लीडरशिप में, कॉर्नेल यूनिवर्सिटी से.
तो मैम जैसे मैं ये पूछ रहा था, हाँ तो मैं ये पूछ रहा था, मतलब जैसे आप एजुकेशन वीजा पे गए थे, जैसे मतलब कि ये भी यूएस में है आई गेस यूनिवर्सिटी. सो मैम आपने पहले मतलब कि ये एजुकेशन यहाँ पे ट्राई करा, उसके बाद वहीं से जॉब में, या फिर आपको डायरेक्ट जॉब लगी थी उधर?
तो एक्चुअली लेट मी टेल यू अबाउट दैट. तो ये तो मैं वर्क वीजा पे नहीं आई थी, मैं जॉब वाले वीजा, स्टूडेंट वीजा पे भी नहीं आई थी. ये मैंने बाद में किया यहाँ पे इन बिटवीन माय जॉब. But I got married and then I came. So I was working for ICICI Bank at that time in Delhi, and then I came on a dependent visa, right, on which you cannot work. So I came in January 2005, and then I filed for a work visa through a company in IT. And because of my, by then I had some experience in IT, so it was easy to get that visa, right? When you have this H1 visa is called specialized skills. So they consider IT skills which are not generally easily available in US. तो उसके लिए वीजा मिल जाता है, और I think nurses और ऐसे skills के लिए रहता है. So I came, and in a couple of months I filed for the visa, and then I got the visa and I started to work in different IT positions. And in between my jobs, I did this from Cornell University, which is in New York. And this was just an added, so actually in your MBA, right, you learn these things, but after many years of completing your education and being in the day-to-day drill of doing your job, you tend to forget certain skills. So I did this, education, further education, which is not necessarily required, but I felt it was a great refresher for me. And it gave me some new interesting tools, which I actually use in my day-to-day job in people management. So it was more focused on people management. So as I got into leadership roles, I figured that, this leadership, course will probably give me some insight, right? No one knows everything, right? I might have studied something I forgot. So, this was kind of a refresher, and it was very interesting, and I was able to learn a lot from this course. That's why I say learning shouldn't stop. It should not be in the form of a course, not necessarily, but, do whatever you can. आजकल तो LinkedIn learning भी है. You guys should, take up courses on LinkedIn and do it.
मेरा क्वेश्चन है मैम.
Add on yes.
Yes. As we know that we are facing tough times. Economic slowdown है, फिर कोरोना पेंडेमिक है, So according to you, after overcoming this pandemic, after ending up this pandemic, जॉब मार्केट कैसे बिहेव करेगी? क्या स्टूडेंट्स को परेशान होने की जरूरत है कि उनको इतनी अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलेंगी या नहीं मिलेंगी?
तो आई थिंक मैंने जैसा बोला था कि कुछ इंडस्ट्रीज तो थ्राइव कर रही हैं इस बुरे वक्त में भी, और कुछ इंडस्ट्रीज हैं जो सफर कर रही हैं। तो जो इंडस्ट्रीज सफर कर रही हैं वो हैं होटल्स, रिटेल, ट्रैवल एंड टूरिज्म, राइट। और किसी को नहीं पता कि कोविड कंप्लीटली खत्म भी हो गया तो लोग कितना ट्रैवल करेंगे, लोगों को एक डर रहेगा, रिस्क रहेगा, राइट। तो ये इंडस्ट्रीज रिस्की हैं जॉब ढूंढने के लिए। इन इंडस्ट्रीज में मैसिव ले ऑफ हुए हैं और भी हो सकते हैं, और हो सकता है इतना हायरिंग करनी भी नहीं है इंडस्ट्रीज। कुछ इंडस्ट्रीज हैं बाकी की जो जिनमें इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, सबको पड़ेगा, एवरीबडी हैज सफर्ड लॉसेस, राइट। बट सर्टेन कंपनीज, ऑफ कोर्स इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी, एज आई सेड, राइट, उसमें तो जॉब्स बढ़ गई क्योंकि एज पीपल आर वर्किंग रिमोट, देयर इज मोर traffic on their servers, there is more security risk, so security related jobs in IT have gone up, वो बढ़ गई हैं। इसी तरीके से और दूसरी इंडस्ट्रीज जो बहुत हाई रिस्क ना हो, राइट, क्योंकि ट्रैवल, टूरिज्म, होटल, ये तो अभी पता नहीं है अगले कितने साल तक लोग ट्रैवल नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि इट्स रिस्की प्रपोजिशन। उसके अलावा बाकी की इंडस्ट्रीज जो भी हैं उसके अंदर कंज्यूमर गुड्स में इवन मार्केटिंग, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग, मैं स्ट्रांगली मार्केटिंग के स्टूडेंट्स को सजेस्ट करूंगी। आई डोंट नो आजकल क्या पढ़ाते हैं संजीव सर, पर डिजिटल मार्केटिंग होना चाहिए। अगर करिकुलम में नहीं है तो इन लोगों को खुद लर्न करना चाहिए। मार्केटिंग आजकल
करिकुलम में है मैम।
हाँ वो हो गई, मैं तो 20 साल पुराना याद है मुझे तो। So yeah, you guys will get, because every company will now, they need more revenues, they will be spending more time, energy, money, resources and cycles on getting their customers back. फिर से चाहिए उनको सारी leads, they need to do all those campaigns again. So marketing, digital marketing, this will go on, but I think so you don't need to worry, but again I think there is a concern. You should be concerned. You shouldn't be worried, right? It may take you longer than it would have otherwise taken to find a right job after your MBA because of what has happened right now. Right. But don't get disheartened. वो jobs आएंगी, business करना है सब companies को, right? They need to work. They need to do their marketing campaigns and other activities. They need to bring back their customers and revenues, right? And governments need these industries to work, right? It's in best interest of everyone at all levels कि ये सब कुछ back to normal हो, तो वो धीरे धीरे होगा। बट ये इतना बड़ा setback है कि इसको टाइम लगेगा रिकवरी में, तो थोड़ा ऐसा समझना चाहिए कि थोड़ा सा ये टाइम कंज्यूमिंग हो जाएगा जॉब ढूंढना। क्विकली ऑफर्स मिला करते थे अगर, तो थोड़ा सा टाइम ज्यादा लग जाएगा, बट डोंट गेट डिसहार्टन्ड, यूज दैट टाइम एफिशिएंटली इन ब्रशिंग अप योर स्किल्स, लर्निंग न्यू स्किल्स।
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So, Pradeep, Pramod, can we get Sheetal for a while? Do we have 5-10 more minutes?
Yes, sir.
Are the guys willing to listen for 3-4-5 minutes more?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. नहीं जाग रहे हैं मैम, सब जाग रहे हैं।
I wanted Sheetal to speak for a couple of minutes, though initially she was not slated to speak, but she has joined, and I wanted her to speak especially for the reason that she has a different career path. It's been topsy-turvy for her. She since she has been in my touch for long, so I know the kind of ups and downs she has been. So in that context, it will be really motivating for the current batch of students, especially the girls, because Sheetal started. She wanted to be an IS army officer, but couldn't be. But she fulfilled her dream in being a security supervisor with Jet Airways, I suppose. Then she went into logistics management and reached to a reasonable height. Then because of family reasons, she had to leave the job, and after many years, she had to start again from the scratch like a beginner. So that was a kind of a very tough time for any person getting in queue with the fresher guys, and
Sir, your voice is breaking. Sir, you are not audible.
मेरी आवाज नहीं आई?
Now, sir,
Now, sir, you are audible.
नहीं तो मैंने इतना कुछ बोला, सब बेकार गया?
नहीं
नहीं,
नहीं
सर,
नहीं
शुरू
सर
का
सुना
करना
था
20-30 seconds only, sir.
शीतल ने
20-30 seconds का नहीं सुनाई दे.
शीतल ने
I think शीतल has got it what I wanted to say. तो ये एक अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस रहेगा शीतल को सुनना कि लाइफ्स के अप्स एंड डाउन्स को उसने देखा है कि started career, reached to a good height, then again was out of job for quite long period of time, then started it again. So must have been very tough and very painful that period, but now she is doing well again. So like how it has been, and what youngsters and especially the girls who may have to leave the job in between, and how to get connect that lost period. So over to you, Sheetal.
Thank you, Sanjeev sir, for such a lovely introduction. And thank you, Meenakshi ma'am, for all your insights. And hi, everyone. Frankly,
Sheetal ma'am, please start your video as well.
the thing is कि मेरा broadband बहुत weak है. मैं Africa में हूँ at the moment.
Okay,
and
okay,
if I
okay,
start
ma'am.
my video,
Okay.
the call is going to be dropped. Acha.
Okay,
So,
ma'am.
yeah, so the thing is like it's really late over there. It's around 8:45, I would say. I'm a little bit better, and Meenakshi ma'am, it's morning there, so she can give a little bit more time to us. But मैं ज़्यादा time नहीं लूँगी. And I would just want to add on to what Sanjeev has said. So I did my MBA, like I completed my MBA in 2001. I'm passed out of 2001. I did my specialization in marketing. After that, I worked in 3 jobs: in aviation industry, in express logistics, and also in one of the directory services. And when I was working in that, directory company, I was going door to door, literally kind of. It was, B2B setting, so business to business. But then I got lucky. I got into aviation industry. I got into express logistics, and it was not bad, I would say. And then I went on kind of 8 years sabbatical, more or less 8 years sabbatical. I moved to the States. There I worked on short, consulting assignment with World Bank. I did my second master's in supply chain management, full-time regular course. And currently I'm consulting with the United Nations World Food Program in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. So this was kind of just a summary of what I did until now in all these years from 2001 until now. And what I want to add on to what Meenakshi ma'am said, like I just want to compliment for all you people, because I was one of you in 2001, like from 99 to 2001. And it was long journey since then, and still it is not complete. There is much more that needs to be done, that needs to be achieved. But there is no shortcut to success. And hard work, that's the only way. Plus smart work. Smart work is needed if you want to reach anywhere in your careers. Then you have to be willing to do, maybe start from scratch. Growth is not always vertical. You have to sometimes move sideways and then vertically up, rather than just thinking that I will start from a very good position right away, sort of thing. Take small steps, but keep on moving. Don't stop ever. Keep on moving small. Then I would say like when you guys go out, especially in market, explore your options, explore your career options, especially for women. Like until you get married, until you have kids, until you have that, more settled life, I would say, where we have to kind of make some adjustments, sort of thing. Until then, explore. Move out of your comfort zone. That is very much important. Trying out different jobs, talking to 100 different people, networking, talking to your alumni, and checking with them on what kind of job profiles they are, what have been their journey. And indeed, this platform is really great, and hats off, HSB, Tourism University, for coming up like something like this. But directly connect to them on LinkedIn, get a list from schools administration, and then call your alumni. Just to cold calling. Job hunt is again kind of a full-time job, I would say. It's not easy. And start right away. Don't think that, once we will pass out, once we have our degrees, then we will start doing it. It will be too late. I'm telling you, it will be too late. So, and you can even network from people outside of your alumni base. If a particular profile interests you, if a particular industry interests you, explore more and more and more about it. Read about it. See who are the people who are strategically placed in that industry. Reach out to them just for introduction, not for job, just for introduction. That this is what my interest is, and this is what I want to learn from you. And believe me, everybody is more than happy to talk to you about their experience. Never be shy. Never be shy of going out of your comfort zone. Then I would say, work for a good boss rather than a good industry. There would be times when you are hitting the best industry, or when you are hitting the best company, but the person you are working with is not good, and then you will keep sulking for entire tenure in the company that then you are working. And then, network. That's all I can say. And also try and do something with your time into volunteering. If you can, volunteer somewhere, that is again a good place where you can learn about more profession. At the moment, I totally understand you have, full-time studies to do. You have this degree to finish. But always be on a lookout from where you can gain more skill sets. That's pretty much it. And I don't want to bore you guys for long. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts with us. Yes.
Thank you, Sheetal ma'am and Meenakshi ma'am, for your remarkable words. And we hope your experience and your journey will definitely help us to create our own success path. Thank you for enlightening us, ma'am. Now, I would like to welcome our HSB professor, Dr. Karampal Narwal, to speak few words, sir. Sir, are you here?
I think Pramod is he around?
Sir, there is one more query, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Anyway,
Yes,
query, guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Karampal is there.
Professor.
Hello, Sanjeev, sir.
Hi, sir.
When Meenakshi started speaking, I was 180 kilometers away from Hisar.
And now you have reached Hisar. Huh?
मैंने इतना बोला.
Yeah.
I said I spoke so much.
नहीं, आपने भी बोला और मैं भी तेज स्पीड से आ रहा था. Meenakshi, I think it is Sunday morning there.
Sunday morning, sir.
Yeah, great. It is a weekend. No, I think,
Yes,
Meenakshi, our team led by Professor Sanjeev Kumar, they have, started this very unique program, HSBians Speak. So when the senior guys share their experiences and their difficulties, that gives them a first-hand information that not only to make them mentally prepared, but also to groom them professionally competent. It has been very successful venture, and it is in this connection we have taken your valuable time and you are really delivered to the underlying objectives. आपका वो जो हिंदी वाला जो था वो बिल्कुल सही था कि कोई हिंदी में नहीं बोल रहा था. बट संजीव सर वैसे ही हैं जैसे पहले थे. इनमें कोई बदलाव नहीं आया है. थोड़ा सा बाकी सबने वेट गेन किया, ये घटते ही जा रहे हैं.
सर टिप्स भेज देना कैसे.
Yeah, sure, Meenakshi, sure.
तो बहुत ही अच्छा रहा. एंड शीतल, वंडरफुल. बहुत ही आपका एक्सपीरियंस और जो भी आपने लाइफ में अप्स एंड डाउन्स के तहत पीछे नहीं देखा, बहुत अच्छा है. यही सब चीजें हमारे इन जो नौजवानों को, जो हमारे अभी करंट बैच के स्टूडेंट के लिए बहुत यूजफुल हैं. एंड बहुत लंबा टाइम हो गया है मेरे ख्याल से. आपका ब्रेकफास्ट करने का और इनका डिनर करने का टाइम हो गया. So, yes, your department has grown up like anything. Whenever you are there in India, please make sure to be here. And it is taking a shape to be a leading business school. If I'm not saying it is at present leading business school, but we are inclined to do everything that will take you to the destination. And with your support and valuable guidance to the current best student every now and then, this journey is going to be successful. We all are sure about it. So with this word, I thank you, Meenakshi. Thank you, Sheetal. Thank you, our learned colleague, Professor Sanjeev, Professor Pramod, and Prerna, and all our around 100 students who are in touch with this program. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Pal. It's I must say, and I must put it on record for Sheetal and Meenakshi at least, that this idea of having our seniors, our former students spoken to our current batch, it came up during a evening walk in the university campus, that COVID is really toiling hard and students are not getting the right inputs. And so we came up with this idea, and Dr. Karampal put it really in a very formal and very, let's say, concrete way. So a lot of credit for this goes to him, and he's really working hard for HSB. And I hope his efforts will really reap the fruits in coming time. So thank you, Professor Pal. And before we conclude, Meenakshi and Sheetal and Pramod and Prerna, let me recapitulate 2 or 3 things like that Meenakshi and Sheetal shared with us. So Meenakshi and Sheetal, they put two things, 2 kind of skill that she enumerated upon. The one skill, the professional skill. तो मैं हिंदी में बोल लेता हूँ, मीनाक्षी को अच्छा लगेगा. तो मीनाक्षी ने कहा कि one is be a specialist. So guys, that's very important. Like we Indians tend to be journalists. I'm also a journalist, and you cannot enter into the today's corporate world being a journalist. So try to be a specialist, build a skill, and slowly add to it. It might take time. कैसे करना है, कब करना है, वो अलग बात है. अभी आप धीरे-धीरे you can explore around in the surrounding. MBA के साथ-साथ क्लासेस हैं, छोटे-छोटे सेशंस चलते हैं, लिंक्डइन क्लासेस हैं, और बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज फ्री और बहुत कम पैसे पे ऑनलाइन आपको स्किल्स दे रही हैं. Then secondly is she talked about is learn to leverage your skill. Third is willingness to change. And always on the way, जब आप छोटी सी जॉब ज्वाइन करेंगे, छोटी सी बड़ी जॉब पे जाएंगे, नेक्स्ट जॉब पे जाएंगे, वो सब चलता रहेगा, but always keep on adding something to your skill set. and this little addition bit by bit, आपको पता भी नहीं लगेगा, धीरे धीरे स्किल को ऐड करते करते कब आप एक स्किल में बहुत स्पेशलिस्ट हो गए हैं. So these are a couple of specialized thing that professional skill that Meenakshi talked of. Then there are some personal skill जो और ज्यादा important है मेरे हिसाब से. One is get out of your comfort zone. Comfort zone में life में कभी success नहीं मिलते. तो चाहे वो लाइक हॉबी है, चाहे वो प्रोफेशनल लाइफ है, चाहे वो पर्सनल फैमिली लाइफ है, गेटिंग आउट ऑफ कंफर्ट जोन, टेकिंग रिस्क, एंड दैट इज one of the another key thing. So and one last thing which Meenakshi put very nicely, Meenakshi आपने कहा था कि find a job that suits you, because ultimate aim of the life is to be like to enjoy the life, to be good in life, to feel good about life. So try finding a job that is more close to your like your basic talent, your inherent talent. So anyway, with these words, I must put my thanks, sincere thanks to both of you girls. And Meenakshi, अब तो आपको कोई लड़की नहीं बोलता होगा, है ना? So that privilege still lies with the teachers. So I can call both of you still the girls. So my sincere thanks and my gratitude to both of you, Meenakshi and Sheetal. And my request to you, Meenakshi, please stay connected to our friend request भेजता है तो वो accept करो, उनकी mentoring करो. आपके पास कोई ideas हैं, suggestion हैं, तो आप हमारे group पे मुझे HB विचार वाटिका पे आप कैसे भी देते रहें. और कभी भी आपको लगे कि there is something that you can do for your alma mater, maybe for some job interviews or whatever way, do share that with us. Okay? तो अच्छा लगा मीनाक्षी, बहुत मजा आया. आपको देख के लगा कि एक ना वो एहसास होगा कि हम अभी भी वैसे ही छोटे हैं. आपको देख के ऐसे लगा कि जब 20 साल पहले होते थे हमने अपना करियर स्टार्ट किया था. So we were learning, and you too. So thank you so much. Over to you, Pramod and Prerna. Thank you, Meenakshi.
Thank you, sir. Okay. It was a pleasure.
Welcome.
Yes, Vanshika? Yes, please conclude this session.
So on behalf of Haryana School of Business, I mention my sincere thanks to Ms. Meenakshi and Ms. Sheetal for giving us excellent coverage of practicality. Thank you for inspiring us with your highly sparkling words. It was such an incredible session with both of you, ma'am. I must remark a proficient sense of gratefulness to our to our HSB Director, Professor Karampal Narwal, and the President of Alumni Association, Professor Sanjeev Kumar. And I want to extend my generous thanks to our Alumni Committee Coordinators, Ms. Prerna Tuteja and Mr. Pramod, for the leading supervision and to make this meeting accomplished. And at last, I would like to appreciate the strength of this meeting, that is all our participants. Without this, the event would not be possible. So thank you for appreciating involvement. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Stay connected, Meenakshi and Sheetal.
Thank
you.
Bye
bye. Good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.